I'm your host. Today we have joining us Metropoly. We've got Lisa Mark and more of the team that will be joining shortly. Lisa Mark's head of community. We're going to be talking about trading real estate, fractional NFTs, the draws around this as well, and Metropoly voting and the also. But first, can you give us an introduction of your background and experience, Lisa?
Yeah, absolutely. So my name is Lisa Mark. I'm a licensed realtor here in Ontario, Canada, as well as head of community at Metropoly. I am in charge of working on like the vision of Metropoly, our community, and our marketing and that sort of thing. And then we also have Justin, he's just trying to get on right now. He's our marketing consultant as well. And we have Mark, who is our CTO, and Mark is also in charge of our blockchain management and everything. So if there's any blockchain kind of questions, Mark will be happy to field those as well.
Okay, great. So if we could maybe, for the Twitter Spaces, have an introduction to the Metropoly project, that'd be great, Lisa.
Absolutely. So just to tell you a little bit about what we are building with Metropoly the world's first NFT marketplace to invest in income generating properties. So that means each NFT in the Metropoly marketplace is actually backed by real world properties and is divided into fractions, allowing anyone to invest in real estate for as little as $100 US. So using crypto, users can buy real estate in just seconds without paperwork, banks, or hidden fees. On average, it takes like 60 days or so to buy a property the traditional way, but with Metropoly, it takes less than 20 seconds, which is pretty cool. And once you buy your real estate NFTs, you'll begin receiving monthly rental income. And you don't even need to deal with the headaches of owning investment properties like handling tenants and that type of thing, because we have a dedicated property manager that actually will handle everything for you and stay in touch with you using the inbox system on our website. And the reason Metropoly was built was really to make real estate investing accessible to anyone in the world, no matter what country they live in or what their credit score is. So before now, international real estate was inaccessible, illiquid, and complicated for most people. So we wanted to create a platform where anyone could invest in international real estate for as little as $100 US in just seconds using crypto.
Okay, great. I was looking into the white paper, and you were going to be managing the properties. I'm wondering what type of properties you're going to be. Just tenants I saw on the white paper. Are you going to have Airbnb and holiday homes as well?
Yes, we are. So we are doing two types of properties at the moment. You're looking at either long-term rentals or short-term rentals, which is the holiday homes and Airbnb style, like you mentioned.
I see. And what's the cost going to be to manage the properties? Because the Metropoly team will be managing the properties. I was wondering the profit breakdown, how it works for investors and the Metropoly team.
Yeah, absolutely. So I don't have the actual numbers, like literal numbers, because it's different for every property because it has a lot to do with the property, the company. But there will be a full financial breakdown on every property, and it will also give you your dividend yield. And the property management fees come out of your monthly rental income. So it's all handled and broken down in our white paper, which actually is coming out later today.
Okay, I see. Selling the NFTs, if you want to sell them in the future, what's the market value if the property has risen in price? So the NFT would change in price to the value of the property, or would you never be selling the properties, or would that be an option for investors in the future, or to just sell the NFT on for a fractional percentage of the future property price?
Yeah, so it depends, right? Like if your property goes up in value, then you can sell it for more money. Or sometimes if you'd prefer to auction it off for a lower price because you want to liquefy more quickly, you can list your NFT on our marketplace. You can also sell the NFTs on any secondary market like OpenSea. But like I said, we have a platform in our marketplace. It's completely decentralized, and you're able to buy and sell in seconds using our marketplace. And like I said, each property will show its current value, the current value for the fractional NFTs per share. And it depends on what the place is, right? Like a one bedroom apartment is going to be very different than a villa in Dubai.
I see. Lisa. And so it starts with 0.1% fractional ownership, and then I'm not sure how it works. So do you wait till all the NFT series for that property sells out, and then do you is the money released? What's the security around it, and then you would buy the property? Is that how it works?
Yes. So basically, it's secure because everything is fully transparent with Metropoly. We wait until it's fully minted before the property is fully purchased. So basically, there's like a deposit structure in place with our real estate team. And then once the property is fully minted on the launch pad, that's when funds actually change hands. So there's a whole line of security there. And like I said in our white paper, we have really detailed descriptions of how everything goes.
Okay, I see. So if I bought, say, 1% of a fractional ownership of a property, is the sort of breakdown in how the profits work yearly from rental or holiday homes or Airbnb?
Not in the white paper, but it's given on the platform. So there's actually a calculator you can use. So you'll be able to take in account, okay, I have this much of this property. It's estimating approximately this much, revenue per month, and also it shows your 5-year um, estimated amount essentially. So we do have tools on the website that will help you figure out, break down literally number for number, line by line, the finances of the property you're looking into. We also have a lot of other information, which I think is really important for Metropoly users before they choose to invest in a real estate NFT. You want to actually make sure you know a lot about the property, right? So real estate is a big investment, even if you're doing it fractionally. So we do have people that have inspected the property. We do have that home inspection report on the website when the time comes. I think once you guys see the platform, you're really going to understand how it's all broken down.
Okay, great, Lisa. And you've got a large real estate team now. So how many real estate agents have you got on the team? What's their sort of background? Are they going to be scouting for properties? Do they look, for the insurance side of it? If it was on the coast and the sea might be rising, so you wouldn't sort of risk that sort of property. You'd, choose something that's going to be a great asset for investors in the future.
100%. So basically, our real estate team looks at it from a total value return standpoint, and they take into account everything. So not just, how much rental income is there going to be, but they're going to look at things like, how much maintenance is this property going to need in the future, and are we going to need to pay for that? And these are things that our real estate team, our realtors, are absolutely fantastic at. To give you an idea of who we're working with, we have multiple licensed realtors like myself on our team, but actually on the ground in Dubai right now. I know that they're also talking to other brokers around the world in some pretty big cities for future properties. I know they've got a lot coming up in the pipeline. So the platform is already built, and right now they are building our portfolio of these amazing properties all around the world. So one day, hopefully, we're going to have properties not only in, say London or Spain or Dubai or, maybe Toronto one day, not far from me. But it's going to be pretty exciting.
Absolutely. So you're looking to start the property purchases in the States or all over the world or in certain locations?
It's going to be all over the world, and that's the neat thing, is that Metropoly literally has no fences really, because not only is our property is going to be internationally situated, so you're going to have, like I said, properties in all these top cities in the world, especially for tourism, holiday homes, things like that, but you're also going to be able to actually do the investing from any country in the world, no matter what your origin, no matter what your country, no matter what your credit score is, for as little as $100, which is super accessible. And I think you'll agree, it's not been accessible, real estate investing, to people like that. I don't know about you and me, but like not everybody can afford to get into these really beautiful holiday homes. But now they're going to have an opportunity to not only get into the holiday homes, but diversify their portfolio across literally different countries and different markets. So it's quite cool.
Greatly. And would they be able to use the holiday home? So if there's 50 investors buy a property together, they would be able to have a week each, say, each year, in that property.
As much as I would love that, unfortunately, no, that's not possible. The only time that would be possible is if the real estate NFT owner purchased all of the NFTs, all of the fractions essentially, and then they would burn the NFT and then they would have to transfer it to their own ownership. Now, it is possible. That is a very popular question that we get. And the only time you can do that, like I said, is if you have all the shares, you then burn the NFT. And there is one caveat though, and it's a big one. It's you'd have to follow all the law, all the legal rules and everything, because the property ownership would actually be transferring to your name. So the good news is Metropoly would help you with that, but the bad news is you'd be dealing with visas, all the traditional real estate stuff, the laws of the country, getting a notary, etc.
Okay, I understand, Lisa. Yeah, and but how does it work when you're purchasing the properties, like I say, around the security of that? So is that released to the team, and then the team will make the purchase for the people that have invested in the NFTs?
Sorry, could you just repeat the question, Glenn?
Sorry, yeah, I was just asking about the purchasing of the properties after the NFT series is sold out, how it works for the investors. Is it released to the Metropoly team and then they purchase it, or is it done for a legal team? How does it work?
Yeah, so we actually do have legal setup, a wonderful legal team in all the different countries around the world. We have a license to run the NFT marketplace. In addition, we work with local legal consultants in the countries where we operate. So we do, obtain the necessary legal approvals. So you don't have to worry about anything but actually building your real estate portfolio. And as far as the secondary market, yeah, it just goes right onto our secondary market, like I said, which is completely decentralized. So,
I see, Lisa, yeah. And so with the properties, if I purchase, so I'm just wondering about the legal aspect. If I'm in the UK, can I purchase a property
oh,
in the Middle East, in
yes,
the States? It doesn't affect, do I have to require something? Will it be, helpful guides around tax and things like that for each country that people are party to pay?
absolutely. Yeah, absolutely, Glenn. So the reason it works internationally with no paperwork, no banks, no hidden fees is because Metropoly is decentralized and detaches the virtual, which is the NFT, and the physical, which is the legal ownership. It detaches that from the property rights, essentially. So the real estate NFTs are simply pegged to the physical real estate, but no legal ownership rights are transferred during a buy or sell transaction. Therefore, users can trade real estate shares in seconds, similar to the stock market. This feature also adds liquidity to the international real estate market and makes it globally available. And again, we have all those great legal consultants as well in each country that we operate in to make sure that our users aren't, getting hit with those hidden fees and anything like that, any taxes.
Sorry, I think now it works for me also. I want to add something. So yeah, Lisa is completely right. So it's only that every time that someone is buying or an NFT, for example, on Launchpad, like a new real estate share, we are giving out like a contract. So it's kind of like a contract between Metropoly and the buyer of the NFT. So the NFT owner receives kind of like a promissory, I think a promissory notice or a promissory note that he will then get access to all the benefits of the real estate. So basically, it's like a contract between Metropoly IO Ltd and the owner of the NFT. So that's kind of how it works, and then they can then buy and sell at any time. And that's the only reason why our marketplace is possible, like to sell and buy in seconds, and not like all the other ones that you need to get like through all this like legal aspects to like sell your property, which takes approximately like 60 days on average. Sorry for the interruption.
Thanks, Justin.
No problem. Welcome, Justin. Yeah, and going into the NFTs. So, how often would I be paid out for, say, a rental property? Would it be monthly, quarterly, yearly?
Yes, it would be monthly, and you get paid in a stable coin, so it's USDC. So it's not, you don't get paid in our Metro token, which is a utility token for our platform. You get paid in stable coin.
I see. And we got into the token as well, the Metropoly, you're going to have voting rights. How does that work for investors? Is it based on how many tokens you hold? Do you need to have so many tokens to have voting rights?
So it actually has nothing to do with tokens. It has to do with the real estate NFTs. So as you buy into a property, imagine you bought 50% of all of the fractions available on a real estate NFT mint. Then you would have 50% voting power on a decision. And what has to happen is, like I said, you retain the DAO voting rights. So it's really great because it means that the owners can actually have input on important decisions. So as an owner, you can propose an idea. So, for instance, I think, the rents have been going up in this area. I think we should propose raising the rent. And then from there, at least 50% of the people who own the property or own fractions of the property must take take the vote into consideration to be valid. And if at least 50% of the people vote yes or no, 75% of people have to vote yes for it to pass. Okay, so that's essentially how the voting rights work.
I see, Lisa. And how does it work? Are you looking to, how's the portfolio going to look? Are you going to mainly go for holiday homes, rental? Is it mixed? Are you going to go for mansions or hotels in the future?
Well, I'll tell you this, it is very mixed, but from what I have seen coming down the pipe, which I'm very excited about, we can't tell you exactly where the first city and the first property is, but it's very luxurious and it's not something that typically a typical real estate investor or the average Joe would be able to buy into without, having deep pockets. But it's a luxury location, and they all, even though some will be more simple and will be more affordable and you can invest as low as $100 US, maybe we're talking about a one bedroom, it's still going to be in a fantastic building in a fantastic city. But then we do have those luxury properties that are just to die for, that are like, a villa in Dubai, like that type of thing. Now that real estate NFT might start at, $5,200 US to buy a fraction of that because the property value is so much higher, you see. So it just depends on the property. But we are going to have, I would say, a pretty healthy mix. I don't know if it's going to be 50-50 exactly, but I know that they are definitely looking at the long-term rentals and the holiday homes as well.
I see, Lisa. And how does the Metropoly token tie in with the real estate NFTs? Would you be able to purchase NFTs with the Metropoly token, or will you be using stablecoins?
So right now you will be able to use the token on the platform, so you can use it towards purchasing, and it is also possible to use Ethereum at the moment. Right now, it's just possible to use Ethereum and the token, but you can look forward to the future when we will be bringing in other cryptocurrencies, and in the future, even credit card payments, which is pretty cool.
Okay. And what's the utilities attached to the Metropoly token? How does it link in with the NFT real estate?
So again, it's a utility token. It's an ERC20 token on the Ethereum blockchain, and it will be primarily used as a payment and reward method on the platform. So it's got a limited supply of 1 billion Metro tokens. And the neatest part about the token is that it's been successfully audited and has absolutely no taxes. So it's not like these other tokens that charge you each time you trade. They're totally free to trade. The Metro token will be available to buy and trade on PancakeSwap and Uniswap. And our ultimate goal is to have it listed on centralized exchanges such as Binance. In addition to collecting and trading the token, you can also utilize the token on the Metropoly platform, as I mentioned, to buy real estate NFTs. Our pre-sale, which I wanted to mention, is this Sunday, is the best time to invest in Metropoly, as we have introduced a bonus system for the Metro token we're talking about. So during our community fair launch, during the first week of the pre-sale, you'll receive a 50% uptick on the bonus, on the tokens rather. So you're going to get 50% more tokens when you invest this first coming week. And then when it goes to the second week, it goes down to 45% and then 40% and so forth until our pre-sale ends on December 19th at 3 p.m. UTC. So it's obviously best to buy sooner than later for the best bonuses. But the community fair launch structure, we have a fixed reserved amount of 200 million Metro tokens allocated, which will be divided by the total amount invested. So everyone will get the same Metro price, which will be determined at the end of the community fair launch. And all tokens will be distributed with a vesting plan after the pre-sale ends. So you definitely want to get involved in the pre-sale, which happens this Sunday, October 30th at 3 p.m. UTC on our website at metropoly.io.
And if I can add something, so another cool thing that we are going to implement is that 5% of the profits of the marketplace will be reinvested into the liquidity pool on Uniswap, and will definitely like make that the liquidity pool overall increase in value. That's kind of like the goal that we have. So we try to get as much people as possible into our platform, into our ecosystem, so we then get more profits out of the platform, so we then can reinvest into the liquidity pool and help the average investor. So that's kind of like what we try to do. And like she said, the token is part of the ecosystem, so you can use it to buy real estate shares, and you will also get a certain different perks if you use the Metro token instead of, like, I don't know, Ethereum, for example, on our platform. And it will be also the token that will be used for like the reward and the level system. So we have like a level system with like 5 different stages. So you start as a student, and then you go up until you become like a tycoon. So that's kind of like our gamified solution. So our goal is to build something similar to Robinhood for investment that made like investment stock market accessible for people, for everyone. So that's kind of like the same goal that we have with Metropoly for the real estate market. Sorry for the interruption.
Not at all.
Fine, Jason. And going back to, so the Metropoly team's going to manage the properties and the NFT. Is there any profit built into this, and would it be used for buyback of marketing in the future or promoting the real estate NFTs?
I'm going to refer to Justin on that one.
Sorry, I didn't hear like the last part of your question. Sorry.
Yeah, I was asking about the Metropoly team are going to manage the properties. New profit margin in there, or in the NFT sales, is there a profit margin, and would that be used to buy back and burn or marketing in the future for the real estate NFTs?
Yes, so it works like that. So I should to start, like, I think it's easier to get like our profit, like where we get the profit. So when we sell a property on our platform, we get 1.5%, and if we get it for a lower price than the average market price, which is not determined by us, so it's determined by a third-party valuation. So if we get it for a lower price, so then we get a certain percentage of the price that we negotiated for the customer or for the users of our platform. And then we get like a certain percentage, like also 1.5% for each trade done on our platform. And that's kind of like where we get our revenue. So to like maintain the platform and get our, like, to pay all the employees and everything, that's kind of from where the money comes. And then this money, when we have like deducted all the costs to maintain the project and the liquidity of the project, so that will be then reinvested into like Uniswap, for example, to buy the token and then burn them later on. So we stabilize the price, and price increase, or like the Metro token value increase in value. So that's kind of like the vision that we have for the project.
I see. Just for the help. And how does it work if I hold the NFT for a couple of years and the property doubles in value, and I want to sell that NFT? Is it sort of regularly updated to what that value of the NFT would be worth in a percentage to sell it on for a profit in the NFT market?
So that's a really good question. So it works like that. So the marketplace is completely independent from the real world price. So, but what will happen? So it will have always like a natural market adjustment, because at the end of the day, like when the price of the property is going up, dividend yield, or like the monthly rental income that you generate through the property, goes down. So for example, if your property is worth 10% more, so definitely you don't get the same, because you get the same monthly rental income, so your dividends are going down. So it will always be like close to their real value, but at the end of the day, like the real price is not like linked, or at least only at the beginning, because at the beginning we have like the acquisition costs, and from there we have like we get the acquisition cost, so we get the mint price for each NFT, and then that's kind of like the launch price for these NFTs. But at the end of the day, like people can sell and buy like they want, so it can go up, it can go down in value, but I think it will be always close to their real value, because at the end of the day, if the price goes too much up, the dividend yield goes down, so it won't be that interesting, so people will start to sell. And then if it goes too much down, so people could get like 15% on their NFT, so everyone will jump on it, and then it will go down again. So that's kind of how I think it will work, but that's something that will definitely be a surprise later on, because it's completely detached from like the real world price. But I think at the end of the day, it's like stock market, you see. So the real value will always be somewhere included in the price.
That's interesting. And with the NFTs, with it starting at 0.1% fractional ownership, which was $100, so it would be 1,000 NFTs in each series of property sale.
Yes, that's correct. It's usually it's always 1,000, I believe.
Okay, good. Let's go to the smart contract audits. Has there been some smart contract audits for the pre-sale or the outcome after launch?
I'm sorry, say that one more time, Glenn.
Yeah, I was just asking about the smart contract audits, if there's been an audit on the Metropoly token before
Yes. Yes, sorry. Yes, there is. Yes. So we have done an audit on our smart contract with solid proof, and ownership has been completely renounced. So nothing can be changed on the smart contract or with the token at this point. We're happy to share the smart audit or the smart contract audit with you guys, and you can check it out. It looks fantastic. There's no red flags. Nothing like that. We're also doing a KYC with Certic at the moment as well, so that will be coming as well.
And another thing for the marketplace itself, so Mark is our CTO and our technical lead, but at the end of the day, we are going to push all the smart contracts for the marketplace also to Certic. That's kind of like the goal, and they will then review the whole marketplace and will audit it to make sure that we don't have any loopholes or anything that's not safe for the customers or the users.
Okay, I see, Lisa and Justin. And what's the plans around the marketing? What's going to happen, say, for the first quarter around the token Metropoly and the real estate NFTs? How are you going to push that out there and build up the marketing?
So our goal right now is really to build our follower base. Obviously, we are down in the trenches with you guys. We wanted to join these amazing communities, crypto communities, do these AMAs, and we also want to work with some of the biggest influencers in crypto across social media. So be it YouTube, Twitter, Discord, and we just really want to get in touch with the fans of the project, answer any and all questions that you guys have, give you as much confidence and clarity and transparency on the Metropoly project as possible. And speaking to transparency, our team is fully doxed. You can totally check us out on metropoly.io, learn more about each one of us, check out our LinkedIn, check out our Twitters. Like we're very transparent about this project, and we want our marketing to be very transparent as we go forward as well.
And another thing that I want to add, so for example, Mark, he worked for 6 years now in the blockchain space. I think he started 2016. He has also been interviewed with Cointelegraph and everything. So he's like really well known in the space. And we as a team, we reverse engineered everything. So we saw what is happening right now in the market, and we didn't want to come in with kind of like visuals or something, or like only like worse. So we started building the marketplace way before we even think about like going into the market. So at the end of the day, we had like we developed the marketplace for more than 3 months now. It's at least like the first beta version is completely ready, is completely developed, and we are now going to show the marketplace in a YouTube series that also Lisa is doing. So she will then walk you through the whole marketplace. She will show you different elements of the marketplace, how it looks like, how it feels like, what's the different options that you can use on the marketplace, so people get really this idea of what we really try to do. So we try to empower people to become a boss, a real estate boss, real estate tycoon, and owning all these properties around the world for small amount of money. So they should get the same advantages as, like I said, these big guys, these 1% guys, they're investing all over the world. So that's kind of like the vision that we want to give, and we want to empower people. And we have built the marketplace already, and this is the first thing that's coming out, and the marketplace is also going to come out this year. So I think it's going to be really, really interesting what's coming in the next couple of weeks.
I see. Yeah, Lisa, interesting. I was wondering, going back to the real estate, would I be able to sell my property on the Metropoly marketplace, or would it only be where you would be listing the NFTs for fractional ownership that you've chose?
That's a great question. So, at the moment, no, you cannot list your own property for a fractional sale, but it is something that is being looked at. But no, at the moment, everything is vetted by our realtors and our experts and our third-party experts as well.
And the thing is also that because we work like with local local legal teams, so we need to assure first like the legal part before we can go into a market. For example, right now we have like the first 3 cities that we know exactly that where we want to launch, and then after that we need because always like each country has its own like regulations also towards real estate and real estate investment. So it's always like it will be always a bit different like on which country, like in which country we operate. So that's kind of also something that will determine if you can then list maybe for example your property on our platform. So our goal is definitely to be like international and to start like with the most popular cities in the world.
I see. Lisa, just yeah, and with the maintaining of the properties, are you going to have like agents in each country that helping to maintain each property that you purchase?
Yes. So how it works is each country and specifically property is going to have its own property management team and or manager. And then this is really neat, and something that separates us from our competitors is we have a very cool inbox system where your property manager will actually write you regularly and say, hi Glenn, just Pauline here, your property manager, I wanted to tell you that your property's doing great, or the prices are going up, or we've got a new tenant. And these are things that are going to be completely updated to you all the time by your personal property manager on the Metropoly platform in our inbox.
Okay, great. And I was thinking, what happens if I lose my keys to my wallet? Is there a way through the Metropoly wallet to get that NFT back if I've got a fractional percentage share in the real estate?
I think that's a question that Mark could answer because he has like all this. He has done all the contracts, but I think, or let's try. I will try to answer it on his behalf. So at the end of the day, no, because it's completely decentralized. So at the end of the day, you need to make sure that you always keep your keys. It's the same like a whole a bake, and you should always keep it in your wallet, because if you don't have it in your wallet, it's going to be really difficult for us to help you. But we will do our best, and we are always working in the interest of our customers. So if we know that, for example, you own, because we are in contact with you and we know that this is your wallet, so definitely we will try to do something on our marketplace to make sure that maybe you get something back, or we can find a solution for you. But if we don't have this like one-on-one contact, or we can't assure that it's yours, so then it's going to be really difficult for us to do anything. Or Mark, do you have something to add?
I'm not sure if Mark set as a speaker. Let me see.
No, I think he's not a speaker. But no, I think that's going to be the answer.
Okay, great. And with the NFTs, you're also going to be able to borrow off the real estate NFTs in the future. I want to know which cryptocurrency will owners be able to borrow by using real estate NFTs as collateral.
So right now, we are on the Ethereum blockchain. So right now it's only Ethereum. That's kind of like the first contract that we are currently like working on. But later on, we try to get you to get more currencies. So you have like a various choice of currencies that you could like borrow from. So that's kind of how it works. So again, so the vision is that you have so many options. You have kind of like the same options like you would have in the real world if you would buy a property. So if, for example, in the real world you will go to your bank lender or something, and they would give you like a credit or a mortgage for your property. And here you could do this completely decentralized. So you give us or you give your NFT to the smart contract, and then you will get a certain loan, and you then need to pay it back, and that's kind of how it works. So if that's kind of like the example, if you really want to hold your NFT, but at the end of the day, you have like, I don't know, you have like financial problems, or you need to get some liquids, like you need to get some money, but you don't want to sell it. So that's kind of like a solution in between. And I think it could also it will add definitely value to the marketplace and the platform and the ecosystem.
Okay, let's open it up to Twitter Spaces questions. I think we've got Captain Levi here. You had a question for Lisa or Justin at Metropoly. Go ahead.
Yeah, thanks, Glenn. Can you guys hear me all right?
Yep.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yes, we can.
All right, guys. It's quite a wonderful project. I'll just go straight to the questions I have. Okay, my first question is concerning give me a second to get it. Oh, you said earlier from your detailed explanation concerning the voting system, and from my understanding of similar and related voting systems, two things come to my mind that heavily actually affects this system. The number of people that hold a percentage of a property, and the total amount of that property that is being currently possessed. My first question is that what's the maximum, or can a single person totally purchase all the NFTs related to the building?
So to answer your question, you could theoretically purchase all of them if you had the money. If you had the money and they were available, you could totally purchase all of the fractions. Yes.
All right. So that's cool. So since you said that, it means that someone can actually possess a higher fraction, say up to even maybe, since the voting system takes up 50% or above. If I purchase 51% of that property, other people's votes are actually meaningless. Am I correct?
Ooh, good question.
So the rules right now is that at least 50% of the people needs to vote. So of the owner needs to vote, and I think like 75% needs to say yes to the proposal. So that's kind of how it works. So if you are like so big that you can like so you should have like more than 75% in this case. So it's easy for you to like get all your proposals done. But at the end of the day, if you have like 75% of a property, that's kind of normal. So I think that's how it will work. But I think most of the time, like I think like 99.9%, or at least like 90% of the time, you will have like multiple owners. So that's kind of like what we vision. So we think like every property will have like 200, 300 owners, maybe a bit less, maybe 150. But I think it's not, at least not at the beginning, because you need to build like a certain trust. You need to build a product that people love, and I think with the time it's going to be way more interesting to invest larger sums. But I think at the beginning a lot of people will invest, I don't know, 10,000, 5,000, 20,000, something like that, or 2,000, 3,000, even like a couple of hundreds, to be part of the ecosystem and part of the vision. And then later on, I think they're going to invest more. But I think it's not going to happen that someone is owning one property by himself, but it's theoretically possible.
All right, all right. That's actually cleared up now. My next question is that you actually, I saw on your website that it takes an average of 20 seconds to trade real estate NFTs. What efforts did you put in place to be able to expedite the flow of this real estate properties trade?
So that would be like a great question for Mark, but I think he's not he cannot talk. But no, I will try to answer it on his behalf. So
I
it's
think sent an invite to someone called Mark. Hopefully that's the one that's on the team. So yeah, he had his hand up to speak.
okay. Mark, can you speak? I don't know. I think he's still a listener. But no problem. So I will try to answer it on his behalf. I think it's kind of also like an easy question. So it's completely decentralized. You can imagine like OpenSea, but instead of like buying this cute like profile pic NFTs, you will buy a real estate. So you will buy a real estate in London. I don't know, a real estate in Paris, or at least like fractions of it, and it's super easy. So you go through the webpage, you check it out. If you like the price, if you like the rental income that you will generate, if you think that this property is going to go up in value over time, and everything is aligned like with like maybe you are also like a collector, so you have like different properties in different countries, and you think this one is the right one, so you only click on buy now, and then if you have enough funds on your wallet, so you buy it. It's kind of like super straightforward, and right now it's only on the Ethereum blockchain, but we definitely aim to be like a multi-chain project. So we are implementing then different other blockchains and other currencies to our marketplace. But right now it's only on the Ethereum blockchain.
Okay, I think we've got Mark.
Regarding, hello guys, this is Mark. So regarding the 20 seconds, it's mostly on the user experience on how we interact with the website. But with regards to the transaction, it's still gonna be based on the network. So if like for example the transaction will confirm after a minute or 2 minutes, then it's going to be like that. But the experience itself, like buying a property in just like under 20 seconds, is very unique for us.
Okay, so thanks a lot for the elaborate answers. The next question is actually still under construction, but I hope you get the hang of the question I'm about to ask. The properties in themselves, your scouting teams, how do they actually get a pitch that these properties are actually up for grabs? Is it that as an owner of a property can actually pitch to you guys that, okay, I want this property to actually be available for say the NFT trading ability, or is it that it's actually everything is actually virtual? Is it connected to any real world properties?
Can you repeat the question, or Justin, did you get it?
Yes, so I think I got like the first part of the question. So he was asking basically like if someone, when he's owning like a property, I think it was kind of like the same question like you asked before. So if someone owns a property, if he can then list and tell like maybe us that to list the property on our platform and to fractionalize it. So right now that's not really, because we have already, I think we have already lined up like 5 to 10 properties right now, so we know already in which country we are going to launch. We know exactly which property will be the first property on the marketplace, and we are already in discussion like for the next like couple of properties. So I think like the Q4 definitely not, and Q1 2023 I'm pretty sure also not, but that's something that we are maybe opening up. So if we get like good offers, so our real estate guys, they are open to any offer. So if we get like a crazy offer from someone and it makes sense and everything is on paper and everything looks good, so it could be maybe interesting for us. But I think they have already a plan and they know already like in which areas they want to invest, because they have like strategic real estate areas that they wanna cover on the platform.
All right. Okay. That sounds cool. Okay. So the next thing that actually caught my attention when I was actually paying attention to the AMA is that I saw on your website, and you also actually pitched about it a little, when you said that the Metropoly team will always ensure there's actually always a tenant. Somehow this is connected to advertising of that property so that those tenants can actually see it. So what moves have you made toward advertising this property, aside from the fact that you can actually see those properties? How do you make other people see it? How do you pitch these properties to other people so that they can actually, take it into their custody?
So it's basically super easy. So we work with local property management companies. So they know everything about the local market. So they will push it on different platforms. For example, if we would be right now in North America, it would be Zillow, it would be those kind of pages. And for example, in Dubai, it's Payouts. It has different countries, different pages, different ways to get tenants, but why we say that is because we have like all these properties later on our platform, so we kind of have like an insurance in place that makes sure that even if you don't have a tenant, because normally like in a good healthy real estate market you have like 95%, 96%, even 97% of occupied time, so always like almost always a tenant in place. So this 3, 4, 5% we are going to cover this with our insurance fee, which is then implemented into each or deducted from each like rental income. And that's going to be cool because you have like rent, you know exactly what you want to what you will get at the end of the month, so you don't need to worry, oh my god, maybe I don't have like a tenant for like 10 days, so I will only get like I don't know like 10 like I don't know 33% of the rent I should get. So that shouldn't be the case, and we have like an algorithm in place that will make sure that this insurance is always accurate and makes sure that we can always pay out everyone, despite that maybe some properties are always filled with tenant and some properties are maybe let's say 85% or 87% or 90% filled. So that's kind of how it works.
Okay, that sounds actually. Let's talk about your NFT marketplace. Real estate on your own NFT marketplace. There are a lot of NFT marketplace. I mean, I actually heard Lisa talk about OpenSea a bit earlier. What are the unique features that your marketplace holds that it makes it not just different from regular NFT marketplaces, but also puts your marketplace at an advantage?
Um, so our marketplace is like only charging for like 1.5% for the service fee, compared to OpenSea, which is 2.5%. At the same time, uh, our marketplace also has the feature to accept like the Metro token, and and we can also integrate it with our NFT, with the leveling game, like the Gamify NFT that we have, like for the boss, for the tycoon, and you will receive the rewards to it alongside with the on every transaction that you have.
Okay,
Maybe
okay.
Justin, you can add more, or are we good with that?
I
Yeah,
think
I think
the
that's
answer
pretty
was
understandable. Yeah, that's pretty understandable. My last question is going to be about the game mechanics. I've actually played some real estate tycoon games, and one thing that's actually common in all of them is the fact that a property can actually be put on hold and under construction in order for it to, get more value. Let me put it that way. I'm going to connect it now to the NFTs in place because I don't think it was really addressed, or maybe while it was addressed, my connection was actually timed out. What happens when a particular property stays under construction for renovation? In that event, there's not going to be any present tenants there. Does that insurance actually cover it while it's under that renovation construction?
I would think the rental insurance would cover that to a certain extent. But if there was anything major that happened, I would probably refer the question back to Justin and Mark on this one.
Yes, so that's kind of like a one-on-one case. So you never know what will happen, but normally, like a property is in good conditions, so it shouldn't happen any major things. And if something will happen, we will always tell it to the users or the owner of this properties, like the NFT owners. So that's kind of how it works. So if anything happens, that would be like from like major new event. So we would definitely explain it, and then we would find a solution, because we are kind of like in charge of the property on behalf of like the NFT owners. So that's kind of our mission then, to find like the best solution for them, and find like a solution that is suitable for them. So that's but that's kind of like on a one-on-one case. So I cannot tell you exactly what will happen if, I don't know, this scenario happens or this scenario happens. But normally, we have like the rental insurance. This will definitely cover normal rents, like if we have not a tenant in place, for example. But for other things, we then have like a special, like an emergency case or something. So the team will definitely check this closely, and then find like a accurate solution to the problem.
Justin, Lisa, Mark, I really appreciate you guys' detailed answers to the question. I actually made a comment earlier in the Real Coin Talk community that it's actually a unique project, because I went through your website and noticed that it's one of a kind. It's a wonderful project. I'm wishing you guys the best, and I hope that the Metropoly project stays bullish moonward. Over to you, Glenn.
Thank you.
Thank you very
Thank you,
much,
Mark.
Captain.
Thank you for the questions, Captain Levi. Yeah, some great insights there. So maybe if we can go and do a recap for the Metropoly project for anyone that joined the Twitter Spaces later on today. So they might have missed the first half of the show. If we could just do a recap with the team, that'd be great.
Yeah, absolutely. So again, just a quick recap about who we are and what we're doing. So with Metropoly, we are building the world's first NFT marketplace to invest in income generating properties. Each NFT in the Metropoly marketplace is backed by real world properties and is divided into fractions, allowing anyone to invest in real estate for as little as $100 US from anywhere in the world. Using crypto, users can buy real estate in just seconds without any paperwork, banks, or hidden fees. And again, as a reminder, I mean, it takes 60 days on average to buy property the traditional way. With Metropoly, it takes you less than 20 seconds. And even more exciting is our pre-sale is happening this Sunday, October 30th at 3 p.m. UTC. And when our pre-sale launches, you are going to have the opportunity to buy in to one of our levels. So you can go as low as $100 US to start at the student level, and then you will go up from there. It goes then to broker, and then to manager, then to boss, and then all the way up to tycoon. And you can spend as little as $100 or as much as $250,000 for our pre-sale. And that's just for the pre-sale, the limit. Once the beta launches, you can spend as much on the platform in real estate as you want. So that is something that is very exciting. Also, there's the bonus system for this pre-sale happening Sunday. So if you want to start your real estate empire, Sunday is the time to do it, because you're going to get the best bonuses on your Metro tokens. And again, as a reminder, the Metro tokens are a utility token for our system. They are primarily a reward and payment system, and it will be available, the Metro token, on PancakeSwap and Uniswap as well. I think that was pretty much the overview. Justin, Mark, did you have anything else you'd like to remind everybody about?
Yes, so the Metro token and the pre-sale is also your ticket to access the beta version. So the beta version will be limited to the pre-sale investors, because we will have like limited iconic buildings. I think buildings that maybe some of you already know, and that could be really interesting to purchase. And I think it's going to be a dream for a lot of people to own one of those properties. So it's going to be only possible if you participated in the pre-sale. And it doesn't matter if you participated as a student or up to like a tycoon. You will get a ticket, or at least like your wallet will be whitelisted, so you have access to the beta version of the marketplace. So that's kind of how it works. And I would definitely suggest to you, if you have like any question, you can join us on Twitter, so Metropoly_IO, or you can go on Telegram. or Discord, and you will find us there. Or you can visit our webpage if you need more information. So it's metropoly.io, and you will find all the information there. So definitely, if you want to be part of that, if you think like real estate is something for you, if you want to protect your wealth from inflation or negative interest. So in Europe, from where I come, we have negative interest on our bank balance or on our savings accounts. If you want, or even crypto right now, it's like so volatile. So you should definitely diversify your portfolio, and real estate could be one solution. So if you are interested in that, you should definitely check out Metropoly. So that's kind of like my last words.
Awesome.
Okay, great. And just one more question before we wrap up these Twitter Spaces today with the Metropoly team. I was wondering, is there going to be educational resources for new investors in crypto, and also educational resources around the real estate fractional ownership, of whether your portfolio should be $1,000 in 10 properties, or it should be $10,000 in one property, where you sort of be advising investors how best to manage the portfolio?
We are going to have. Oh, I'm sorry, Justin. Go ahead.
No problem. So we have kind of like two rules, or not rules, but two things that we definitely suggest to our users is to invest in different properties. So you diversify your portfolio. You never know. For example, like Captain said before, maybe we have like a major event or something happens. We buy property in perfect condition, so that shouldn't happen. But you never know. So it's always good to have like different properties in your portfolio. Also, like maybe some rental properties, some holiday homes. So you have like a diversified portfolio, and you have like a hedge against like different eventualities. So for example, if I don't know, you invest in a property in London, to give you like an example, and there, I don't know, the tourists, you don't get like any tourists this year, or it has like something happening there. You still have your rental property, so that could cover some of your losses over there on your holiday homes. So that's for the first thing, and yeah, that's kind of like the most important thing. So definitely invest in different properties. That's something that I would definitely suggest. And yeah, and holding, sorry, I had the second one. So, and holding it for at least 5 years. So that's when real estate makes really sense, but you can sell it at any time. So you don't have like any lockup period, but we suggest to users. So most of the time, if you have like 2% value appreciation over like 1 year, and then you get like, I don't know, 6% on like a holiday home, 7% on a holiday home, you get like close to like 50% over 5 years. So that could be so interesting for a lot of people. But I don't think you get like the full value out of a property if you invest only like for 30 days or 20 days or 15 days. You can maybe flip it and make some small bucks, but I think it's more interesting to see it like as a savings account and to diversify your portfolio with real estate. So that's kind of my suggestion, but everyone is free to do whatever he wants to do. So that's my answer to this. So Lisa, go ahead, sorry.
Yeah, I was just going to speak to the education part. So on our website, we actually have, if you click on the blog button, we actually have several articles that we've written, or I've actually written, that talks about sort of beginner investor lingo, beginner investor info about, what is a real estate NFT, what is a decentralized autonomous organization, I believe. I always call it DAO. So, but, just basically some education around the system and how it works, how our marketplace works, how our launchpad works. So again, go to metropoly.io and click on blog to learn more.
Okay, that's great. Well, it's been great speaking to Lisa, Justin, and Mark today from the Metropoly team. It's a really interesting project to have a Twitter Spaces today about the fractional ownership of real estate through NFTs and the token launch that's coming up shortly. So, if you click on the logo of Metropoly here in the chat, that'll take you over to their socials. We've also over on Telegram, we've got the socials for the Metropoly project. If you want to check that out, Work and Talk, as we say, Twitter Spaces is for research and educational purposes. It's not financial advice, but you can check out the website, the white paper, the official socials there in our Telegram main chat, and also the logo for Metropoly here if you want to find their socials and find out more or have any questions. Head into their Telegram or Twitter and send them a message. Thank you very much for coming today, everyone.
Thank you, Glenn.
Thank you very much for taking the time, and it was a great pleasure to be here.
Okay, it was great to have you. I'll finish the call, send a copy for you to share with your community. I'll send that into our Telegram also, and we'll tweet out about the spaces after the Twitter spaces.
Awesome.